Although my heart may be weak, it's not alone. It's strong with each new experience, and it's found a home with all the friends I've made. I've become a part of their hearts, just as they've become a part of mine. And if they think of me now and then, if they don't forget me, then our hearts will be one. I don't need a weapon. My friends are my power.
Welcome back, everybody. It's me, Coco D, and the Pretentious Nerds, back once again with our expert consultant to discuss a game that is very special to us, close to our hearts, and lives long in our memories. You might remember that we've spoken about this on our podcast. It's Black and White with Kingsley and Ashleen. That's right, everybody. We are back again to discuss Kingdom Hearts. DickeRson, how's it going today?
Oh, it's going pretty good. I'm always ready to talk about some Kingdom Hearts, especially I feel like this ending puts the series in kind of a whole new perspective for me. Even though it says nothing, it says a lot to me at the same time.
So today we are discussing, we both finally played through and beat the newest Kingdom Hearts installation, Melodies and Memories. It's a Kingdom Hearts music and rhythm game in which you follow Kairi through Sora's memories, trying to figure out where he could have gone after the conclusion of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Interestingly enough, the game, like you get that. The game does not tell you that. You get that piece of lore at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, which is interesting. Just crazy enough to start off the story. The story of your game is not in the game itself, but in the last game. It's just that's just crazy to me that even exists. Like,
I would like to start off by saying that this game did. So we did a Kingdom Hearts episode. We didn't want to spoil too much, but we tried to talk about it with Kingsley, who had barely touched the games. This game, honestly, has probably done the best job of going through Kingdom Hearts story than anyone I've ever heard talk about it, or any of actually playing the games. Like, honestly, watching the cutscenes in this game, I understand the story a little better than I did just playing through the games.
really, I don't know. It tells just the baseline thing. Like, yeah, it tells the basics, which is hard enough, I think.
But
there's just so much.
The story's pretty basic, but up to like Dream Drop, I actually understood what the hell was going on in Dream Drop in Kingdom Hearts 3 due to this game's like recap. Because honestly, I wasn't quite sure what was happening through Dream Drop at all.
Because they only tell you the important parts, because like Dream Drop's like 25 hours long, and then you only like about an hour matters.
And honestly, I think that's what fucking helped.
Yeah. It's interesting. I never I don't know. I just kind of went through it, and I was just like, okay. I did not enjoy Melody of Memories. That's like a topic for another day, but I actually did not like the game. And as a huge rhythm game fan, as someone who just loves rhythm games to death, I was actually not that much of a fan of Melody of Memories.
So yeah, just real quick before we actually get into the story, I love Kingdom Hearts, and like DickeRson, I love rhythm games, Hatsune Miku games, theater rhythm, hell, Guitar Hero Rock. I like rhythm games. Yeah. For fun. They're good time. With love in my heart, Kingdom Hearts, this game controlled like ass.
It weirdly did. I didn't think there was, and it's weird because this was done by the theater rhythm guy, and I had a lot of like faith in it and stuff, and I just think that the gameplay is kind of, for a rhythm game, I think it's a bit too focused on like trying to play towards the Kingdom Hearts combat. Like, I think it maybe too much on like, hey, look, you're being Sora attacking the shadow. It's like, I don't need that. Just give me proper feedback and like good button timing. I think there was too much happening for like the little circle, like, pressing right. There was too much happening on there to like, not that where you would miss it a lot, just it kind of didn't have good feedback into what was a good, like what is a good, like, oh, you were close, or it's too close, too far. I just didn't. I don't know. The action kind of made the actual like rhythm bit uh, more frustrating than I would have preferred.
Yeah, so like I thought it controlled so poorly that I think it wasn't until like I called you about it. I thought my Switch was broken. Like I was
Mm.
about to go out and get new Joy-Cons. Like I recalibrated it and everything. But I was about to go out and buy new Joy-Cons until I called you. And you were like, I thought the same thing with my controller.
Yeah, it's weirdly bad, and I'm just kind of that's part of the reason I think I didn't like it, despite how good Kingdom Hearts music is. Um, I really
Speaking
just wasn't a fan.
speaking of Kingdom Hearts music, diving into that aspect of the music game, I believe Ashleen once, you and Ashleen would mentioned it back when we did this as during its black and white. Kingdom Hearts music is not as good when it's trying to be Disney music,
Oh yes, yes, yes,
which
yes, yes.
I honestly did not. So I listen to Kingdom Hearts music all the time, and it wasn't until I played this game till I truly understood. Kingdom Hearts One soundtrack isn't great.
Yeah, it's got a few good, really good hits, but it's a lot of it is trying to be very derivative of the Disney works, which has a lot of hits and misses. And I think that's kind of why Kingdom Hearts soundtrack didn't really take off until around two, when
So yeah, two is
yeah,
when you got like the another other Twilight towns. Um, so I think it's called Summer's End or something like that. You have Other Promises. You have Dearly
yeah, yeah.
Beloved, and
You have like a different story that's being told, less Disney. I mean, still Disney obviously is there, but it's less focused on that. So there's more room to kind of branch out and do their own music.
God, yeah, and honestly, one of my favorite, absolute favorite tracks, "Vector to the Heavens," Shion's theme
Oh
from
yeah,
358 is just amazing. And I think
yeah,
you
it
really
really.
like Kingdom Hearts 2's final battle music. Is that the one you really like?
The yeah, against Xemnas, oh, so incredible.
And
That's
then
my
that
favorite.
like little known track that I absolutely love with post modern modern that purple room you go to in
Oh,
Halabash.
the final mix stuff. Yeah, I know what you're
God,
talking
that
about.
music that plays when you're in there is absolutely
Yeah,
gorgeous.
there's a lot of like, I think at Kingdom Hearts 2 is when Yoko Shimomura seemingly kind of like started her own, like, I guess started her own theme with the series, kind of a running musical themes that would be repeated into this day. Whereas Kingdom Hearts 1 has like a little start of that, but it's very simplistic. I'm still good, of course, but yeah, you really see through this game like the good and bad music tracks of Kingdom Hearts.
What's the other? Oh, what did you think of Melody and Memories' Dearly Beloved track? The
Very good,
jazzy.
very good, so good.
I'm in love with. You know how I feel
Yeah.
about jazzy
Yeah.
music. I heard that for the first time and I was like, yeah, this is my vibe.
Yeah, God, it really like it just how it starts and then just immediately like turns jazzy. Oh, it really is smart. I love that track.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Is there any other notable tracks that you wanna
Um,
mention? There's so many
I
good
think
tracks after Kingdom Hearts 2.
so.
Kingdom Hearts 2 and beyond.
One of my favorite Kingdom Hearts tracks that it's kind of hard to be like seen. It's hard to find. Um, it's in Kingdom Hearts 3. It's only in remix, but I'm sorry, remix. Remind. It is a remix of Vector to the Heavens, like
God,
Shion's theme.
yes.
Yeah, it's like this. It's this very interesting remix, and it's the best one I think that they have. And it's absolutely incredible. And man, gosh, I want to hear it right now. It's just incredible. It's like a Vector that to the Heavens already hit so hard, and just how she changed it up just a little bit. Just so
My
good.
my personal favorite from Kingdom Hearts 3 is Scala at Caelum.
Oh yeah. Oh.
That's so beautiful. I love that track.
Yeah, here's hoping we get more like that.
Let's get to the ending of the game, what we really want to talk about.
Okay, all right, the story. Yikes.
This game was supposed to, from what I heard, this game was supposed to further the story and kind of tell you I heard you were going to find out who the Master of Masters was.
Yeah, that's literally, I just went with that kind of like theories, and that's my own fault for going down theory like path.
My biggest issue with this whole game is that you don't learn anything you hadn't already known at all.
No, we learn a very big thing though. The very,
What?
very big thing.
What?
That the existence of a different dimension, the underside.
Oh
dimension.
yeah, I guess. Fuck that. I want to know.
Which
look here,
is what I want to focus on.
We'll get to that, but here's my biggest issue with Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts has, if any of y'all that have listened to anything I've talked about before on any platform, no, I don't like not knowing shit. And Kingdom Hearts is a very, very big habit of, instead of giving us answers, it just gives us more questions. And yeah, like I am hella interested in like this netherworldish place, but also let me figure out this other crap first. I'm still back on the time travel shit. Like you gotta let a brother breathe for a moment.
No, what's in the box and
the fucking box? Yeah, what's in the box? Oh, speaking of which, going back, if I remember what I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
There's only one part of the playing this game I truly enjoyed. That was the boss battles. I thought they controlled beautifully. They're how the game should have been controlled.
Yeah, I think they don't happen enough, but
oh yeah, that's true. But
they're the best part of the game by far. Yeah. I can't think of anything else, but yeah, I think they are. I think the best part of the game. Even like just the regular rhythm stuff doesn't play that well. Like if you go to track selection and like pick a movie scene, fuck. But they're cool. I think they add much needed variety. Probably like a late development choice thing of being like, hey, let's add this in.
Now, getting to the part that I know you want to talk about, tell me your thoughts about what I'm calling the netherworld, the world between worlds.
So I kind of, all right, well, let's walk through the ending, okay? Like, so you finished like literally just the last level, you just get to it, right? And then Kyrie's fighting Xehanort, which is cool. You know, that's all, that whole scene happens. It's cool, whatever. Doesn't make much sense, but that's what we expect. And so after that, that's when the fairy godmother, they like, you know, she gets out of the memory thing and the fairy godmother shows up. Like Riku and Kairi are like, we're out of options. Fairy godmother shows up and she's the key to like everything. She's like, I have one more idea where Sora might be. And like, don't worry. Just teleports to the end of the world. Just like, what? She could do that the entire time? Like she could just like, they made the point in Kingdom Hearts 3 being like, no one's ever been here before, only spirits. Sora, you're the first one. And then Fairy Godmother just does like, hey guys, let's go. And like, let's just pop up. And it just kind of ruins all of like 3's like mysticism of that world of kind of being like, hey, this place, this is like heaven or this is purgatory. This is like the place in between worlds.
The one thing I thought about that, and the only defense I have on it, as someone who watches a lot of different weird like Disney things and like fairy tale things, the fairy godmother is always like the pinnacle of power. Like she's always annoyingly strong, so they always have to find a way to nerf her. Even in like something as simple as like The Descendants on the Disney Channel. Like the entire first movie revolved around like everything would be solved if they could just get the fairy godmother's power.
Is she really that powerful? I did not know.
As far as so from what I can tell from most like quotation marks lore in fairy tale like speak in Disney speak, fairy godmother's magics are probably the most powerful magic. Like deadass, even in weirdly enough, Legends of Tomorrow, the DC show on the CW,
Yeah.
the fairy godmother's power is pretty absolute.
Wow.
Like, but
I did
everything
not
finds a way to
realize that.
nerf her. Like in Legends of Tomorrow, she's pretty much all powerful. They nerf her by the fact that she has to obey the child that she's assigned to. But yeah, fairy godmother powers tend to, for some reason, I don't know why, but they tend to be like the pinnacle of magic power.
Okay, so all right, well,
So that's a long
she's all
stretch to
powerful.
why that's a thing, but that's the only way I can make it make sense in my head.
So she's all powerful, and then she goes to, she teleports Kairi and Riku to the end of the world, which is like purgatory, and she's like, guys, hey, we're here. And then they meet, I don't remember her name because I know it was in the files, but they meet the one girl who, what, do you know, do we already know her, Brandon? The little spirit girl.
I don't think so. I think they mentioned that Xemnas and what was his name? Saix knew them.
Oh, they're her friend. Like
I believe so. I think that's what that's what the conclusion we came to.
Okay, that's probably it. Like, and okay, they meet her.
Wait, we're forgetting the whole that Kairi's apparently on a mission. Like she was chosen to be Sora's friend or some shit.
Was she? Did I miss that? What?
Yeah, remember like there's the whole flashback where she's running away.
Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh, there's the whole flashback. Yeah, she's been through this shit from the beginning.
Yeah. Ever since she was in the Radiant Garden.
That was like the biggest twist, and I just remember being like, "Oh wow, this thing has been like Kairi's been with Xehanort, young Xehanort from the beginning, or whoever it was."
Which I guess we kind of assumed she has something to do with it once we saw Aqua meet up with her in Radiant Garden way back when.
Yeah. Yeah, but wow, that was such a huge twist, and I just totally forgot that was all planned from the start.
Yeah,
and I liked that. I actually really did like that.
But going back to where we left off with the fairy godmother and like this gorgeous end of the world, which I love this world. It's absolutely beautiful.
And then she's like, "Oh, guys, just look under." It's just like, just look under the world. Like, yeah, there are all these worlds, but like, no one talks about the other, like, what do they call it? Not fantasy, but fictional worlds. Is that what the term was?
I think so. See, but honestly, the world when they mentioned that, I thought they were talking about the world that never was. I thought the world that never was between worlds.
Honestly, it probably was at some point. That's the thing. They probably used that. They probably used that as an example. But like, now it's not anymore. Now this new, whatever the new story is gonna try to go off of, and the fairy godmother's just like, go look under, like it's under the world, and then like Riku, I can open up a path for you, and then that's how he goes in this video game world. I guess it's the fictional world, and I do like this. Seems to me, Brandon, this seems like, I don't know, Disney might be done. I don't like, where else, what fictional world in Disney could we go to? I guess they're all fictional, but like, what, it just,
yeah, for them to do that, they'd have to be straight up admitting that some of their worlds aren't real.
Yeah, which is like weird for like Kingdom Hearts. It's like, what?
I honestly don't know where they're gonna go from there, unless they hit up some Final Fantasy worlds, like we see fucking Kefla or something, or Kefka.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Kefla's from a fucking anime. But yeah, I don't, because I mean, there's obviously other Disney worlds. They can go to like Moana or like any other Pixar world.
Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph or something mess. But that would be, well, I guess they could do Wreck-It Ralph. But then again, they went to Tron's world, and Tron's world is like basically Wreck-It Ralph in the 80s.
Yeah, and it's like, weirdly enough, it's like Wreck-It Ralph is a summon, right? So
yeah,
technically is.
So yeah,
it's like, so you would kind of be saying like, so this dimension has never been seen before, right? This dimension is a place that like exists in a different realm entirely. So like I don't think Wreck-It Ralph could be there, because what did he just break through dimensions with the summon? Like, I don't know. I think that'd be a bit of a stretch even for Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, it's I I usually have like a theory or something, but I honestly have nothing. I don't know what they could be
It's
going
just
for.
I think it's so strange, and I just got really frustrated with it because it's a bit like Kingdom Hearts has always been weird. It's always been the craziest thing. Doesn't make sense most of the time. But now it's kind of like they introduced this whole other dimension, and I don't know. It's a lot, and I'm tired. I'm so I just want answers, and I feel like Kingdom Hearts is just starting. We've been in it for like 15 years, Brandon, and I feel like Kingdom Hearts is about to start. The story is just now starting.
I mean, they did say, well, they said Xehanort's time was over and Xehanort's still showing up, but
Yeah, he's still fucking still showing up.
I don't know. I feel like the biggest thing I personally got out of Melodies and Memories is the fact that this is their crossroads from going from Disney's Kingdom Hearts to Kingdom Hearts is gonna be a legitimate, like it's gonna, the game's gonna change. The vibe of the game is definitely gonna change.
Yeah, yeah, and I like that. I do. I think that's for the best. I want Kingdom Hearts to start being a little different. I want to see it go places that are kind of like, especially with Kingdom Hearts 3, the weakest part of that game was the Disney worlds, and kind of your reason to be there was like non-existent aside from, yeah, it's very dumb. I think it's time for Kingdom Hearts to kind of try to form its own path, and whether I think it will still be successful. I think it'll not. I think your Disney fans will kind of walk away. I don't think they'll be as interested, but I think the series will be good enough on its own.
Well, that would be okay because I mean, Kingdom Hearts itself is not closed by any means, but the Disney side of Kingdom Hearts pretty much has come to a close. I think once you
Yeah.
see Gin Sid leave his desk, it's pretty much done. Like Xehanort closed the Disney doors. Like we got his story rounded off. Now it's going into what comes after Xehanort and or what led to Xehanort.
Yeah, and we got the Master of Masters try to figure out what his whole deal is.
In the goddamn box. What's in the box? I want to know what's in the box.
So we'll be back in 5 to 10 years to talk about what's in the box, if we even know at that point. Right?
I can't wait till Kingdom Hearts 5 comes out. And it's just me and you in a room with your grandkids. Just like, it's not like we're like fucking 50, 60 years old. And we're just like, it's about time we find out what's in that damn box.
Believe it or not, it was One Piece all along.
I was about to make the joke.
Yeah, I know.
I was gonna say, what are we gonna figure out first? What's in the box or what One Piece is? Do you have any more you would like to add, DickeRson?
I don't. Talking about Kingdom Hearts like both excites me and exhausts me at the same time. It's a series. It's like I love it so much, but I just like the fairy godmother. Just like, oh, the fictional world. It's like, where were you before, fairy godmother? Like, okay, you knew the existence of this other dimension. All right.
I think honestly, what we need to do, maybe before whatever next Kingdom Hearts game comes out, we need to spend a month playing through the Kingdom Hearts games. Do a let's play and just fucking chat about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh gosh, walking through, it's so many. But yeah, I think those series, I think it deserves a replay now that I know a lot of people replayed it for 3, obviously, but I think now that like that, I guess the Sora, what did he call it? Like, or the Xehanort arc. Now that that's over, I think it's kind of be interesting to like explore that. And I do hope going forward that Nomura has more of a set plan. That, I mean, Kingdom Hearts, obviously, I don't think it definitely wasn't planned. It didn't come out as planned. I think with modern times, I think he has a little bit more free range to do what he wants. And I think we'll see the next Kingdom Hearts arc kind of have more, it like connects together more, which will be fun. which will be good. I have high hopes for Kingdom Hearts in the future, but it will continue to frustrate me until the day I die.
Same. No matter what Kingdom Hearts does, it's always going to be the absolute, like, Kingdom Hearts 2 is always going to be my favorite game. Kingdom Hearts is always going to have a special place in my heart. Well, as always, Dickerson, it is a pleasure to discuss any and all things video games with you.
Of course, I love it.
And hopefully we chat again before the next Kingdom Hearts game comes out.
Yeah, oh yeah, I think that's we got a few years, don't worry.
All right, and as always, everybody,